Well, a very, very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us here on Political Thursdays Choice 2017, where we focus on specific races that have been quipped to be very explosive down at the county levels. And tonight we are on the Kakamega senatorial race that will put the Kenya National Union of Nurses Secretary General Seth Panyako against Mahiakalo MCA Cleophas Malala, as well as Jubilee's politician Stanley Livondo. They will be heading for a seat that is currently occupied by Boni Halwale, who will be vying for the gubernatorial space against the incumbent Wycliffe Oparanya. And we'll definitely be taking a look at the voting patterns that have been there, not only in Kakamega County, but also the other counties in the Western region, Busia, Bungoma, and Vihiga. This is Choice 2017. Many thanks for joining us, and we would like to engage with you. And our tweetable question at this hour is, who would you vote for the Kakamega senatorial race? Who would you vote for the Kakamega senatorial race? Is it Cleophas Malala? Is it Seth Panyako? Or is it Stanley Livondo? Do tweet us at KTN News, at Akisawandera. I would love to know your reasons, and I'll definitely be sampling a number of them just before the end of the program. Here in studio, I have Cleophas Malala, or Cleo Malala, as he is famously known. We were supposed to have Stanley Livondo live from our Kakamega office, but we understand he has encountered a few hitches as he heads to Kakamega, but we will definitely be speaking to him on phone. The show definitely is going on. We'd love to hear what you have to say on that. But on our Super Bowl, we will be taking a look at the voting patterns, as I mentioned, in Kakamega County. How did they vote in 2002? How did they vote in 2007 and in 2013? And how will this inform how they will vote in 2017, just 46 days from now? We would definitely be taking a look at that on our Super Bowl. I don't know whether we have it so that we can take a look at them. All right, I understand that is still being prepared. So let's get into the discussion here with Cleophas Malala, who is joining me in studio. Thank you very much for making it.
Yeah, thank you.
A very good evening to you.
Very good evening.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So how is the campaign trail?
So far, it's showing up, and I want to believe that I am the front runner in the campaigns, and I have the confidence that come 8th of August, I will be the senator for Kakamega County.
Many have said that you're still very new in politics. The first time you vied was in 2013 for MCA and ODM. You won, but you've only been here for, say, 5 years now. Why do you think you're fit enough to get into the shoes of a senator in Kakamega County?
The senatorial seat was established when the new constitution was promulgated in 2010. So nobody has the experience, per se. I have been in the county assembly for 5 years now, and the roles of a member of county assembly are synonymous to the roles of a senator, because it calls for representation, oversight, and legislation. So I'm just trying to up my game on a national platform, and I believe I have what it takes. I have done my job as an MCA very adequately. I have performed the legislative role adequately. I have represented my people in the county assembly, and I have the confidence that I can make it as a senator.
All right, let's engage with Stanley Livondo, the Jubilee candidate. Unfortunately, will not be joining us live from Kakamega, but he will be speaking to us by way of phone. A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us here on Choice 2017 as we take a look at the race that where you are one of the contenders. You have vied in Nairobi twice, in Kibra and in Kamukunji. Why Kakamega this time round? All right, it seems we have a problem with that. We're trying to fix that. We will be speaking to Stanley Livondo by way of phone. He is vying under the Jubilee ticket to be the next senator for Kakamega County. Is not a new name in the political landscape. He has vied twice in Kibera and Kamukunji in 2013 under UDF. So you are saying that you are confident that you are what the people of Kakamega need?
Yeah.
What are these things you have done or achieved as an MCA that make you think it's time for the bigger step?
Wandera, for one to be an MCA, you need first to understand the roles of an MCA. The first role is oversight. And I must admit with all honesty that I have performed the role of oversight single-handedly in the county assembly. Against all odds, I have put the current county government on check. When they had issues on accountability, I was on the forefront to ensure that I put the county government on check. Second, I have done legislation. I did a bill called Kakamega Equity and Equalization Bill. That bill provided for equal distribution of resources. You know very well I've been an advocate of equity in Kenya, not only in Kakamega County. You remember the play I did on Shackles of Doom, which advocated for equity, equal distribution of resources across the country. I did the Kakamega Basic Education Bill, which provided for bursary for university students and secondary school students. So in terms of legislation, I have done much. And in terms of representation, when my people had problems, when traders of Kakamega had problems pertaining taxes, pertaining oppression from the county government, I stood with the traders, I stood with the law in the society and represented them adequately in the county assembly.
Kakamega County is one of the biggest, has one of the biggest county assembly with about 87 MCAs, 60 of them elected. And it has been criticized for not passing meaningful legislation. By about March this year, there were about 17 bills that have been successfully passed, most of them from the county executive. How would you rate the current county assembly that you're in that has been largely criticized? Do you think you've done enough as an MCA?
Collectively as MCAs, and it's in the public domain, we haven't done much because of the influence of the executive. And also, people did not conceptualize the role of an MCA well at the initial point. Many people thought that MCA is still the councillor we used to elect in the previous dispensations. And they did not choose people who understand the role of MCAs. So I want to believe in the coming dispensation, in the coming election, the Kakamega people will choose MCAs who are able to legislate, MCAs who understand and internalizes the role of the MCA as enshrined in the Constitution.
So you agree that we had so many MCAs in the Kakamega County Assembly who had absolutely no idea of what is required of them?
Yes, and also the influence of the executive in the legislative arm really affected the mandate of the county assembly.
You have been seen on several occasions attacking the county government over corruption and how they generally manage county resources. Is it a sign that you're very dissatisfied with the manner in which Kakamega County has been handled in this first dispensation of devolved governments? Not
really. We can't say I'm dissatisfied. I was only performing my role as an MCA. And the executive has been given mandate in the Constitution to perform its duties. I was only playing my role as an MCA. Of course, we had teething issues with the county establishment, and I played my role to ensure that the executive implements its mandate. One day you'll realize that we have the County Integrated Development Plan, which comprises of all the development projects that a county government is supposed to implement. So if we do not have adequate oversight, we will not achieve the vision enshrined in the CIDP in our county. So I was just playing my oversight role, my representation role, and the legislative role that have been mandated by the Constitution of Kenya.
All right, let's take a look at how Western Region has been voting since 2002. We will definitely be getting that information on your screens as we take a look at how Western Region and the importance of the Western Region in this particular campaign season. Remember that we've seen both Jubilee and NASA pitch a tent in Western Region to try and consolidate or hunt down as many votes as they can. So why really is Western Province very important? Remember, in 2002, there were about 1.2 million registered voters, and the votes counted were 644,067. The candidates who were in that particular race were Mwai Kibaki, who was vying under the NAC ticket, and he garnered 505,000 votes. This was translated to 78.5% of the vote. Uhuru Kenyatta from KANU garnered 124,273 votes, which translated to 19.3% of the total votes counted. Let's take a look at how they voted in 2007 elections. Raila Odinga from ODM garnered 415,000 votes, 705 votes, that is 43.2% of the vote. Mwai Kibaki from PNU garnered 170,813, which translated to 17.7%. Let's come down to 2013, just about 4 years ago, and take a look at how each county voted. So in Kakamega, we had 563,469 registered voters. Let's take a look at how this more than 500,000 people voted in Kakamega County. Raila Odinga with ODM got 303,120 votes, which translated to 63.84% of the total vote. Uhuru Kenyatta with 12,469 votes. That is 2.63% of the total vote. Musalia Mudavadi with 144,962, which translated to 30.53%. Let's go to Bungoma County. Registered voters, 410,462, about 100,000 less than what we saw in Kakamega County. Raila Odinga garnered 185,419 votes, which was 52.83%. Uhuru Kenyatta garnered 42,988 votes, which was 12.25% of the total vote. And Musalia Mudavadi, 102,868, which translated to 30.73% of the vote. In Busia County, the numbers are quite low from what we've seen in Kakamega and Bungoma counties. In Busia, we have Raila Odinga with 189,161, which translated to 85.62%. The people of Busia gave Raila Odinga more votes than what was seen in Bungoma and Kakamega in terms of the percentage. Uhuru Kenyatta garnered a paltry 8,186 votes, which was 3.71%. Musalia Mudavadi garnered 18,608 votes, which was 8.42% of the total vote. And finally, Vihiga County, a neighbor of Kakamega County, registered voters 202,822, 77,825 of them voted for Raila Odinga, that is 46.44%. 2,542 voted for Uhuru Kenyatta, 1.52%. And finally, Musalia Mudavadi garnered 82,426 votes, 49.19%. And we'd like to apologize for the first photo we showed there of Raila Odinga. It was meant to be Uhuru Kenyatta from KANU in 2002. Who garnered 124,273. That's definitely the last board we have there from Vihiga County and how they voted in 2013. It remains to be seen how these counties, Bungoma, Busia, Kakamega, and Vihiga, will vote in 2017. But we have seen both NASA and Jubilee try to make as many inroads as they can in these counties with a very big number of registered voters, and it would make a huge difference for both teams to get the support base of the Western Region bloc. So remember, in studio, I am joined by Cleophas Malala, who is an MCA for Mahia Kalo. He's vying to be the next senator for Kakamega County. Apologies, we were meant to have Stanley Livondo from Jubilee, who was supposed to join us from our Kakamega office live, but we understand he's run into a few challenges. He will not be able to make it. We are trying to get him by way of phone. Seth Panyako, who's vying via the ODM ticket, turned down our invitation to turn up for this particular a conversation that was meant to be a debate between or among those who are participating in this particular election for the senator of Kakamega County. Let's get back to our discussion. You have defended the attacks that you've had consistently on the county government of Kakamega. Does it mean they have performed or they have not performed? How would you rate their track record?
Kakamega County has tried in terms of the implementing what was set in the first instance. I wouldn't undermark them. They have really tried, because when you go on the ground, you'll see real change. And this has been attributed to my work of overseeing the executive. Mm-hmm. Were it not for us to ensure that we perform our oversight role, we check the executive, we wouldn't have achieved much. Mm-hmm. But I would give them a 60 out of 100. Mm-hmm. And these, I would forgive them, because it was just a beginning of the implementation of the new constitution. So we are looking up to the coming government to even perform better than what the current government has performed.
What are these concerns you have in terms of mismanaging of county resources and embezzlement?
First of all, the major issue I had with the current establishment was the awarding of contracts to non-Kakamegan residents. Because you'll find, devolution, when you look at the principles of devolution in Chapter 11 of our Constitution, you will find that devolution was brought so that the locals benefit. But most of the tenders were given to outsiders, mm-hmm. who are not really residents of Kakamega. And I thought that was not stimulating the economy of Kakamega. Because if we want the economy of Kakamega to be stimulated, we need to invest back. The monies that have been devolved to Kakamega ought not to go to other counties. The monies devolved in Migori County should be used in Migori County. And the only way to effect that, Wandera, is to empower the locals by giving them tenders, by giving them employment. Mm-hmm. And I had a very big issue in terms of major tenders being given to outsiders, mm-hmm. and not the locals of Kakamega.
You say your major role has been keeping the county executive in check. We've also seen the current senator has been very vocal. How would you rate him as a senator and his performance?
Senator Khalwale has performed well as a senator. That one I would give him an 80%. The only thing he did not do was he did not interpret the role of the senator in a wider perspective. As senator, you do not stop at overseeing the county government, because that's the role of the county assembly. The senator ought to represent the county government at national level, ought to defend the interests of the county government. The senator is supposed to be mandated to go out there and look for investors and bring to the county government.
And he has not done that?
On that, he has not done. But in terms of checking, in terms of oversight, Senator Khalwale has really performed, and I give him a plus on that.
Okay, let's take a look at a number of the views we have here on Twitter before we go on our first break. Lidrock Beauty says, Cleophas Malala has really done his oversight role tremendously. His senatorial bid is real. Wilda Dotalo says Cleo will beat them because he's the only candidate with a manifesto of the people, by the people, agenda zake tosha. Cleophas Mbiji says, Cleophas Malala, you have my vote. We also have Bramwell Care, who says Seth Panyako has the qualities. He has really fought for the nurses. And Alfred Makotsi says, Honorable Cleo Malala has stood with the people of Kakamega, and I will definitely vote for him. Keep your comments coming in. Remember, tonight we're asking you, who would you vote for as your Kakamega senator? Is it Cleo Malala? Is it Seth Panyako from ODM? Or is it Stanley Livondo from Jubilee? What questions do you have for Cleo Malala? You can tweet us those questions. I will definitely be posing them to him, and he will be answering. But at this point, let's take a short break. Don't go too far. This is Choice 2017. We definitely have more lined up for you after the break.